On January 20th, 2025, we will have a new president of the United States and the first ever 12-team playoff college football national champion. On this edition of College Football Now, powered by Chat Sports, we will set the stage for the first ever 12-team playoff as we react to the preseason coaches poll that was just released today. We'll run through the entire top 25, also who received votes, who received first place votes, and the conference breakdown coming up in just a matter of moments. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Speaking of the 12-team playoff, if you're excited about the 12-team playoff, like the video. Do your part. I want to see how many of y'all are excited about it. If you'd rather have the BCS back, then spam BCS in the comments section. Let me know how you feel one way or the other, and we'll get started with today's show. The top five, number one, no surprise, the Georgia Bulldogs, who have been just so fantastic with Kirby Smart's been doing the last couple of seasons. And, you know, the talk has been the last several weeks with the arrests that have gone on in that program. Is there a culture issue at Georgia? Well, until it stops them from winning, I don't think there's a culture issue at Georgia. They are the undisputed number one team entering 2024. Number two, the Ohio State Buckeyes take this spot. Ohio State comes in with a new quarterback, Will Howard from Kansas State. They were able to spend a lot of money in NIL in the transfer portal. A lot of pressure on Ryan Day entering this year. Has to beat Michigan. They need to win the Big Ten and see how far they can go in the college football playoff and try to get that monkey off their back if they will. Number three, we find the Oregon Ducks. New quarterback coming in, Dylan Gabriel out of the University of Oklahoma, where he was fantastic with the Sooners the last couple of seasons. A very dynamic offense. Dan Lanning, one of the best head coaches in the country. They did really well at the portal this year as well. Watch out for the Oregon Ducks. The two top teams in the Big Ten, Ohio State and Oregon, clearly the ones to beat. Number four, we go to one of the newest members of the Southeastern Conference, the University of Texas. The reigning Big 12 champions will not get the chance to defend that title as they move on to the SEC. And you look at this Texas team. Quinn Ewers is back, among others here. We'll see if we see Arch at some point this year, but that defense is going to be really good. Sark brings back a decent amount of talent. Also excited to see what Isaiah Bond does at the wide receiver position. Texas is going to be a lot of fun to watch, but they still have a decent number of talent to replace as well. Number five is the Nick Saban-less Alabama Crimson Tide. Kalen DeBoer enters his first season as the head man for the Crimson Tide, replacing a legend. He does bring back his quarterback, Jalen Milroe, so that will certainly help his cause there, but they did lose 20-plus players to the transfer portal after the coaching change. So how quickly will he adapt? We shall see. The first-place votes included Georgia with 46 first-place votes, Ohio State with 7, Texas with 1, and Michigan with 1 as well. We'll go over the rest of the rankings coming up in just a moment. But let's ask you, do you agree with the coaches that Georgia is the best team in college football? What say you? Let us know in the comments section. Type Y for yes, N for no. Weigh in. Let us know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time, the place to go for last-minute tickets, the best seats, and the lowest prices guaranteed. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace in Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time actually go down the closer it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last minute for sports, concerts, comedy shows, theater productions, and more. In a few weeks, yours truly is going to the USC-LSU game in Viva Las Vegas at Legion Stadium. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hop on the Game Time app, and I'm going to click that game, and they got all the prices listed, got the seats listed so I can see what type of seat I want, get the visual, if you will, and then I'm checking out on Game Time with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, and you can too. Very simple and easy, folks. Download the Game Time app and create an account. Use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. 6 through 10 includes Ole Miss, number 7, Notre Dame, the reigning national champions, the Michigan Wolverines, with new head coach Ron Moore at the helm. And remember, he did fill in for Jim Harbaugh when Harbaugh was suspended last year. Number 9 is the Penn State Nittany Lions, James Franklin and company, trying to get over the hump there as they've been so close so many times, but have been able to get past Ohio State and Michigan. And then you have to go to the 10 spot before you find a team not from the new SEC, not from the new Big Ten, and not named Notre Dame. That's where we find the reigning ACC champion, Florida State Seminoles, DJU, their new quarterback there. At number 11, the Missouri Tigers, coming off a very good season last year there in Mizzou. Can they do it again? We shall see. Number 12 is the LSU Tigers. How do they replace the Heisman Trophy winner in Jaden Daniels, who's now with the Washington Commanders? How do they replace Malik Neighbors and the other receivers they had there? We'll see. Number 13, we see a Big 12 team for the first time. That is the Utah Utes, who come over from the Pac-12 Conference. They were picked in the Big 12 media poll to win that league. They do have Cam Rising back, and there is some rumblings. This could be the last go-round for Kyle Whittingham, their head coach, before he potentially retires. At 14, the Clemson Tigers. Dabo didn't do much in the portal, but he does have Cade Klubnik coming back at the quarterback position. We'll see what he does. And at 15, the Tennessee Volunteers at this spot. Josh Heupel and company there, looking to continue to build upon what they've been doing the last few years. Also have a brand new quarterback coming in, and Nico, one of the best young talents in the country. Watch out for the Vols there at number 15. We'll go through the rest of the poll here in just a bit. Who is going to be a surprise team that will make the 12-team college football playoff here in year one? Give me a team that comes to mind and let us know in the comment section below. Folks, we are ramping up the college football content here on College Football Now as we are bringing you news and rumors. We're reacting to conference realignment, high school recruiting, the transfer portal. All of that and more is all right here on College Football Now by Chat Sports. Next week, we'll react to the AP poll, so stay tuned for that. Also got some college football playoff projections coming up here soon as well. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV to subscribe for free. Join the family. You'll be glad you did. Number 16, we find the Oklahoma Sooners, led by third-year head coach Brent Venables, coming off a 10-win season, but they have one of the toughest schedules in the country this year. A new quarterback in Jackson Arnold, a inexperienced offensive line. How will Oklahoma hold up? We shall see. 17, the K-State Wildcats. New quarterback Avery Johnson replaces Will Howard. They expect that to be an upgrade. Chris Kleiman's done a really good job with that program. They want to get back to the Big 12 championship game this year. And I got to tell you, too, I really like the addition of Dylan Edwards. A Derby High School, Kansas product, comes back to the state, leaves Colorado. Should be a dynamic offense there. Number 18, Mike Gundy and the Oklahoma State Cowboys at this spot. And you look at the run game. Ollie Gordon, the best running back in the country, behind one of the best offensive lines in America as well. But what about the quarterback position with Alan Bowman? Certainly a lot of concerns there for the Pokes. 19 is Miami. Is Mario Cristobal the right guy or not? You do bring in Cam Ward. We'll see what they do. Meanwhile, at 20 is Texas A&M. New head coach Mike Elko comes in, and coming off a down year last year where Jimbo Fisher got fired, how quickly can they get things going? Rounding out the top 25, we find Arizona, one of the new members of the Big 12, checks in at 21. NC State at 22. USC, Lincoln Riley, under a lot of pressure this year at 23. The Kansas Jayhawks, my team, cracks the top 25. When's the last time we talked about Kansas in a preseason top 25? They're 24th in this poll. Jalen Daniels, fantastic. Devin Neal, running the football. They get some really good receivers and a very favorable schedule there for KU. And they're not playing home games in Lawrence, as they'll be playing their first two at Children's Mercy Park in KCK. and then they'll finish off the regular season, their home games at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. And then the final team, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Brian Ferentz is out as their OC. They're finally going to run a real offense at Iowa this year. Should be a very good defense. We'll see how things stack up for Iowa there. Other teams receiving votes, Washington with 123 votes, their first year in the Big Ten. They do have a rematch this year of the national championship with Michigan. Louisville, Virginia Tech, SMU, don't sleep on the ponies in the ACC this year. I think they're going to be very competitive. Memphis with 44 votes. I think they got a shot to make the college football playoff with the group of 6 bid. Yes, we're saying group of 6 because technically the Pac-12 or Pac-2 is part of that equation there. Boise State going to be contending with Memphis for that group of 6 playoff spot. Auburn there with 25 votes. West Virginia. Neil Brown's feeling really good about his crew coming off a solid season last year. Wisconsin at with 17 votes with Luke Fickell entering his second season. Liberty also competing for the at-large bid with 15 votes. Iowa State with 15 votes. Kentucky with 12 votes. Florida with 11. South Carolina with 10. And North Carolina with 6. UNLV with 5. Maryland with 5. Texas Tech with 4. UTSA with 3 votes as well. And then the final stretch. Tulane with 2. Texas State with 2. Nebraska with 2. Oh, there's Coach Prime in Colorado with 2. And App State with 2 as well. And we also have a couple more for you here. As Troy, Syracuse, Miami of Ohio, James Madison, and Air Force are also on this list, each getting 1 vote apiece. So there you have it. That is the full coaches poll for you. How would you grade the job of the coaches poll? A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think of the job the coaches did to put this together? I thought it was solid. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, honestly. I would have liked to see my Kansas Jayhawks a little higher than 24, but hey, prove the doubters wrong, if you will, as far as that goes. Get your grades in, A, B, C, D, or F. I can give this a solid B+. I think that's fair. A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know in the comment section below of your grades. Now, the conference breakdown. The SEC had 9 teams in the top 25. The Big Ten with 6. The Big 12 had 5 out of their 16 teams in their new conference. The ACC with 4 teams, and then you had 1 independent with Notre Dame representing on that front there. So 9 teams, that's a whole lot more than everybody else. Is the SEC, without question, the best conference in the country? Does it just mean more in the Southeastern Conference? What do you guys think? Type HY for hell yes, HN for hell no. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video. We certainly appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here on College Football Now.